Shir is dedicated to Nishmas Rachelea Bas Rav Chaim Tzvi. Okay, it's been somewhat sporadic in terms of recording. I wanted to start a new Melacha today, and really, hopefully today in the first year, discuss and focus on the essence of the Melacha, the lumdus of the Melacha, and then in the next year we'll go halach l'mais. The Melacha I wanted to discuss the Melacha of Zoreia, planting on Shabbos, and again, it's in the Mishnah on Daf Ayin Gimel Amud Beis. The Mishnah lists all of the Ayin Gimel Amud Aleph. The Mishnah lists all the Melachos. So the Mishnah opens up Avos Melachos Arboim Chosa Achat. When it comes to 40 Avos Melachos, 39 Avos Melachos, I'm sorry, you have 49 minus 1 Avos Melachos, and HaZoreia v'HaChoresh v'HaKotzer. The first three are Zoreia, planting. Choresh is plowing, and Kotzer is to harvest. And the Gemara jumps on this right away on Daf Ayin Gimel Amud Beis and says, HaZoreia v'HaChoresh. The order is a little bit unusual, because normally you'd expect to do Charisha first plowing, and then Zoreia. And this is exactly what the Gemara asks. Nichdi michrav karbi bereisha lisnei choresh v'hada lisnei zoreia. Normally speaking, the process that you normally undergo is first engaging in the plowing, in the michrav karbi, which is the plowing, and then you'll go ahead and do zoreia. So the Gemara says an interesting chiddush that Tana be'eretz Yisrael koi dezari bereisha v'hadar karbi. There's a little bit of a difference between Eretz Yisrael and Chutz La'aretz. In Eretz Yisrael, where the earth is as a certain type of quality, a harder quality to it. It's an eretz kasha, writes Rashi. So therefore, you first put the seeds down, and then you'll go ahead and turn over the dirt. That'll soften the dirt and facilitate the planting. So therefore, the order is in this fashion. That's what Rashi points out, and that's the source of the Melach of Zoreia. Is certainly one of the Lamates Malachos, and again, Rashi explains in a number of different places where was it done in the Mishkan. So as part of the process of the Shrikas Samamonim, as part of the process of preparing and making the dyes, so the dyes were natural products, were herbs, and therefore they had to go ahead and do Charisha, they had to do Zriya as part of the preparation or procuring of the dyes, and that's the source of Melechet Zoreia in the Mishkan. It's a very, very fascinating discussion, just in terms of getting a definition of Zoreia, because Zoreia is a very interesting malacha. When it comes to, most of the other malachos, you do the malacha, and when you do the malacha, so right away after you do the malacha's effect is established, happens, very simply. For example, when it comes to the malacha of, let's say, tochen, you go ahead and grind, let's say, wheat into flour. You did the maisa of tochen, of grinding, and right away you've produced the totza'ah, the flour. When it comes to Melechet Zoreia, you go ahead and you make your selection, your prohibited selection, taking away the bad from the good. You did the maisa, and right away you have that result of this cleansed product. That's the normal way most malachos work, is that right away you have your maisa, and immediately following your maisa, you have your totzah, your result, your intended consequence of the malacha. There are a few malachos where this seems to be a phenomena inherent in the malacha, that the consequence, the chalos, the result of the malacha, is not automatic, does not immediately follow the malacha itself. It takes time. There's a passage of time before that chalos sets in. We saw this, for example, most prominently when it comes to the ab malacha of ofes/bishul. When it comes to Melechet Bishul, for example, we pointed out that the isser of bishul is to go ahead and take food that is uncooked and put it on the fire. But a prerequisite in order to be chayiv, a t'nai lehischayiv, is that the food, let's say if it's a solid, it has to reach the shear of Michael ben Drusai. Machlokas Rashi and the Rambam. Rashi says Michael ben Drusai means 1/3 cooked. The Rambam says 50% cooked. But either way, it doesn't happen automatic. You put the food on the fire, and then after the passage of a certain period of time, the food becomes cooked. Michael ben Drusai is hit. That could take an hour or two, depending on the type of food you're talking about. The chalos, the result, the effect of the maisa is not immediate. You have, when it comes to liquids, when it comes to bishul, so the same phenomena, the shear of bishul when it comes to liquids is yad soledisbo. And once again, you go ahead and put water on a fire, it's going to take some minutes before the malacha of bishul is really, really violated, as long as it's not yet in the shear of yad soledisbo, you have not accomplished the totzah of the bishul, and therefore you'll not have violated bishul d'oraisa. Is Zoreia in this category? Is it like bishul, or is it not like bishul? That's not such a simple question, because when it comes to Zoreia, there's also a totza'ah to the malacha. Zoreia has a consequence, an intended consequence, which is not immediate. The maisa that you do is you take these seeds, and you take the seeds and you put them into the earth. That's your ma'isa that you accomplish. That's exactly what you do, seeds into the earth. But the Gemara tells us in a lot of different places that the totsa'ah of Zoreia, the result that you're interested in, is the hashrasha, is that the seeds will now start to take root in the earth, and that doesn't happen immediately. That takes a period of time. For most seeds, that takes a 3 full day period before you have hashrasha. So therefore, if you were to plant seeds on Shabbos, your hashrasha is only taking place when? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's going to take 3 days later after Shabbos is over. What exactly is the definition of Melechet Zoreia? Is hashrasha part of the Isser? Is it not part of the Isser? Is it analogous to Bishul, where we know for sure that if the food does not reach Yatzalet Bo, if the food does not reach Michael Ben Drusai, then you have not violated the Isser Bishul? What is the din when it comes to Melechet Zoreia?